here is every bet I placed at UFC Paris. First off, here are the fights that I do not have a bet on. It is simply one fight. I am not touching the only women's MMA fight on this entire card. I have Sam Hughes to win by decision. I don't feel comfortable parlaying Sam Hughes. She's almost always the underdog, but now she's a big minus 300 favorite. I don't trust it. Shauna Bannon by sub cashed me out last fight, plus 1,800. So if I were to sprinkle this, I would, put $5 on Shauna Bannon sub, but not recommending that. I myself am not doing that. But I am betting Rinat Fakhretdinov taking on Andreas Gustafsson. This is the Twitter's main event of the week. Completely split down the middle who people are taking. I have Rinat, therefore I'm putting a bet on Rinat. 1.06 units, minus 105. Could not get the plus money for Rinat. I just think that Gustafsson's style of moving forward and clinching is not going to work on Rinat. I think Rinat has more power on the feet. I think he's the better striker. I think Rinat can get takedowns himself. I think Rinat wins. We're also betting Brad Taveras and Robert Brisic. So in my breakdown, I said this was 100% don't bet it. But upon further analysis, I just don't see a world where Brad Taveras loses this fight. Robert Brisic maybe is live for a round 1 KO, but his cardio goes out the window after round 1. He throws with extremely low volume. He does throw with big power, but Brad Taveras has beaten similar guys to Robert Brisic in the past. He's a decision merchant. And I don't think Brad Taveras is finding the finish here, so we're just going to throw Brad Taveras in one singular parlay, minus 215. We're also betting Sam Patterson and Trey Waters. I think Sam Patterson is going to go out there, immediately take down Trey Waters, and find the sub. I think as long as this stays standing, Trey Waters has a puncher's chance to win. I think Sam Patterson can even knock out Trey Waters himself. So Sam Patterson money line might be a good parlay piece, but I went ahead and just parlayed the submission prop. Actually, just bet the submission prop. Plus 210. I threw a half unit on it. It wins me 1 unit. And I'm pretty confident in this. Trey Waters has 3 career losses by sub, including amateur. And Sam Patterson has pretty good jiu-jitsu, so I think he should go out there and get the sub. We're also betting Harry Hardwick and Cowie Fernandez. You can see Harry Hardwick is giving you the death stare right now. He's just giving you that insanely big forehead stare. I didn't animate this slide correctly, but I am betting and picking Harry Hardwick, plus 142. I think if he mixes in takedowns, he'll have a lot of success. I do think Cowie Fernandez is the better, quicker striker, but I think Harry Hardwick is very well-rounded, and I think that's going to give Cowie problems. So, plus 142 for the UFC debutante, I will take it. We're also betting Marcin Tybura and Ante Delija. This is a rematch from 10 years ago. Marcin Tybura won because Ante Delija snapped his leg on a leg kick against Marcin Tybura. Now, 10 years later, Marcin Tybura is about to be 40. Ante Delija, you can argue, is still kind of in the prime-ish of his career at 35 years old at heavyweight. So, we're going to be going with Ante Delija to win this fight by KO. He is the slight favorite now. He was the underdog. I put 1.14 units on his money line. I think he wins by KO. I think he can win by decision. So yeah, Ante Delija. We're also betting Oumar Sy and Brenson Ribeiro. I didn't think I would find a bet on this fight, but I think there's a high likelihood that Oumar Sy shoots takedowns. Okay, Brenson Ribeiro 0% takedown defense. He's either going for the guillotine or he's going for a Kimura, and that leads to him being on his back almost all the time in every one of his fights, or he's getting knocked down on the feet. Oumar Sy, I don't think, has knockout power to knock out Ribeiro on the feet. So we're going with Oumar Sy to win by sub. He could win by ground and pound. He could get like a body lock on Brenson wants to hit the ground and just start wailing shots and win that way. But Brenson Ribeiro does have a few sub losses. Oumar Sy is going to fish the sub here. If it gets to the ground, he's going to go for the rear naked choke. So half unit on plus 220 Oumar Sy sub. Not my most confident pick, only a half unit, but it's worth the squeeze. We're also betting William Gomis and Robert Ruchala. I just don't think Robert Ruchala is UFC level number 1. And number 2, I think William Gomis is one of the most slept-on featherweights in the UFC roster. So, we're going with William Gomis to just straight up win this fight. I think he could find the finish, maybe a sneaky sub, Maybe, a sneaky KO. But he's mainly a points fighter. So his decision prop is plus 100. Didn't feel like betting that. I think the skill disparity is so large that William Gomis could find a finish. So I threw William Gomis' money line into 2 of my parlays. Therefore, I got 2 units on him. Axel Sola and Rhys McKee dance in the next fight. And this is another fight where I just don't think Axel Sola is UFC level whatsoever. Rhys McKee is going to have a big size advantage. Rhys McKee is going to have a big striking advantage. And I don't think Axel Sola will be able to mix in takedowns either. So I'm going with the underdog, Rhys McKee, to win by KO. And I have 0.88 units on his money line, plus 116. I think he's going to find the finish on Axel Sola. I think he does it in the first 2 rounds. We're also betting Bolaji Oki and Mason Jones. I'm going with Bolaji Oki as the underdog, all right? This fight, I think, is very 50-50. Mason Jones is coming off of a grappling masterclass against 40-plus-year-old Jeremy Stephens. So if he wasn't able to submit Jeremy Stephens, and he had him in a lot of bad spots, I don't think he's going to be able to submit Bolaji Oki. Bolaji Oki, I think, will be the better striker. I think he'll be quicker on the feet. I think he's going to have more power. And at plus 114, Mason Jones, yes, he could have a grappling masterclass yet again. He could get like 10-plus takedowns and win by decision. But if that's his main path to victory, and Bolaji Oki has shown pretty good takedown defense so far, I think he is very live to win by decision. So I'm going with Bolaji Oki, plus 114. We're also somehow betting on Modestas Bukauskas taking on Paul Craig. I don't know how I found so many bets on all of these fights. When I first analyzed this, I was like, oh, I'm going to bet a lot of underdogs, and the huge favorites I'm going to stay away from. But I am picking the huge favorite here, Modestas, by decision, and I actually think his decision prop is pretty juicy. Plus 310. The over-under in this fight is 1.5, minus 140 for the over. So I think Modestas, if he doesn't get the finish in round 1, he's going to win a decision. We're going to find out very quickly what Bukauskas' strategy is. He's either going to go out there like he did against Rafael Cerqueira and just fire, throw caution to the wind, or he's going to go out there like he did against Jan Kudalaba, fearful of the takedown, like Paul Craig could shoot a takedown, and then just win a volume-based striking decision. I think Modestas has that in his bag. Paul Craig's striking durability is pretty not good, so I could see a Modestas KO early. But if there's no KO early, this fight's going to be a slop fest, and I'm going to lean with Bukauskas to win by decision in that scenario. We're also betting Benoit Saint-Denis and Mauricio Ruffy. I have Mauricio Ruffy to win by KO. The KO prop is like plus 150. I'm not touching that. I think Ruffy could, in theory, win a decision. These are 2 high-level guys, and when 2 high-level guys fight each other, more often than not, you see the scorecards. So, with that being said, I'm just going to parlay Mauricio Ruffy. I parlayed him with William Gomis. I got plus money on that. 1 unit, only 1 parlay. Not going to be overexposed on Mauricio Ruffy. I do think Benoit could get takedowns. I think he could have grappling success in the first or second round. But if this stays standing, Mauricio Ruffy is going to be the quicker striker, more precise striker, and honestly, the more powerful striker. So Mauricio Ruffy should win. I got him by KO. I bet his money line. And of course, we also have a main event bet. Nassourdine Imavov and Kyle Barallo. I don't have a long breakdown for this one. I just simply bet the plus money. 2 high-level fighters. This is going to decision at a 99% clip. I think either guy can knock out the other. I think either guy can have grappling success against the other. But ultimately, if you're going to give me plus money on the guy that just knocked out Adesanya and who's also ranked higher than Caio, and Caio's coming off, 12-month layoff. He just cut weight 3 weeks ago as the backup fighter for Khamzat. I think there's a lot of things to like about Imavov, especially at plus money. So I'm going to be taking that. In the Finz Hammer Lock, my weekly underdog lock pick. We are horrendous picking weekly underdogs. I believe we're like 24 and 49. So at this point, it's more of a meme pick than it is something you should actually be tailing. We're on like a 5-week losing streak. It's just not good. I'm not going out of my way to pick bad dogs either. They just turn out to be bad dogs. Rhys McKee, is he a bad dog? We're going to find out this weekend. I don't think Axel Sola is good. I think he's going to get fraud checked by Rhys McKee. Rhys McKee, plus 116 for the bigger, stronger fighter who has way more UFC experience. There's not much to say. Rhys McKee could get knocked out cold. He could. He can get taken down and submitted. He could. But I just think all the factors that would make you want to pick someone was what making me pick Rhys McKee. I got to pick him. And If I mushed him, I apologize, but I just don't see how he loses. Plus 116, I'll take it. And the insane long shot. This one's tricky. Usually I try to give you guys a cycle. This week, it is a cycle, but it's not with specific fighters. It's actually 3 different methods of victory for 3 different fights. I think Oumar Sy and Ribeiro ends by sub. I have Oumar Sy to win by sub, but there is a slight chance Ribeiro can pull off some magical guillotine. So, submission in the parlay. We have Rhys McKee, Axel Sola to end by KO. I could have put Rhys McKee by KO, but I think there is a slight chance Axel Sola can come through and make the KO. And then Modestas Bukauskas versus Paul Craig. I think it goes to the scorecards. Simple. And I think there is a chance Paul Craig has grappling, offensive wrestling success. And if that's the case, he could also win by decision. So each one of these, I think each guy could win by the method. And I think that's a pretty good bet. 1250 wins 250. You're basically, what, 20xing your money with this parlay? You're welcome.